Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning. So we talked a little bit about health yesterday. 70% water content foods. Try not to eat anything that is processed. If it comes out of a bag or a can, it's not any good. If you do eat a concentrated food, like a protein, don't food combine. So eat the protein with vegetables. Eat the starch with vegetables. Don't eat the protein and the starch together. That's food combining. Try to avoid that. Drink half your body weight in water, in ounces of water every day. So if you weigh 200 pounds and you want 100 pounds, 100 ounces of water a day, make sure you put lemon in the water. So exercise. Why is it that athletes, no matter what kind of athlete it is, have 1/10 of the cancer that everybody else has? And by the way, if you live near me, if you're watching this and you live in the northern Midwest, Mayo's Clinic calls the northern Midwest, the strip coming right down the middle of Wisconsin and right through the middle of Illinois, Cancer Alley. Now, nobody's really sure exactly why. There's all kinds of cancers there. Probably some of it's hereditary. Probably a lot of it is diet related. Nobody knows if there's other contributing factors. But the rate of cancer in this area, swiping through the middle of Wisconsin and Illinois, is significantly higher than anywhere else in the country. So why do athletes have 1/10 of the cancer rate? Because they move. So you have this liquid in your body called lymph. Everybody knows about lymph nodes. Well, lymph nodes clean the waste of your body, and they do it when lymph comes through them. So you have way more lymph in your body than you do blood, but blood, you have something that pumps it. You have your heart. Your heart moves your blood around and circulates it. Lymph is the garbage system of the body. The cells are constantly kicking off waste, constantly dying, and the body needs to flush itself of all of this waste. When it cannot flush itself of all of the waste, then it becomes in disease, and things start to happen. You start to get colds because that's a good way to kick things out. You start to get intestinal problems because that's another good way to kick things out. You can start to get rashes in your feet or your underarms or your genitals because that's another way to get things out. You start to see all kinds of things happen in your body because of the buildup of poisons. You can see blemishes on your face. You can see, arthritis is a buildup of poisons in an area of the body where there's usually been an injury. So you start to see all of these different things happen as your body starts getting overloaded with these poisons. And then your body starts to become inflamed. And now you can have allergic reactions to things that maybe you weren't necessarily allergic to. You can start to have intestinal flare-ups and intestinal things be inflamed. Again, you can start to have skin issues because it's the biggest organ and it's a great way to get rid of toxins. So this is all part of the buildup of toxins. The other thing is we're surrounded by poisons all the time. They're in the air, they're in the water. Heavy metals are a huge problem. A lot of the stuff that we use on ourselves all the time is really somewhat of a toxin. So like colognes and scented candles and, there are all kinds of stuff. Your body has to process all of that and get rid of it. And, think about it. For hundreds of thousands of years, we weren't dealing with, if there was a cologne, it was a natural product. The Egyptians took lotus plants and crushed them, and that turned them into essential oils. And if somebody put something on to smell differently, it was an essential oil. It wasn't some sort of manufactured cologne. All of that stuff, all of the deodorants and, most deodorants have aluminum in them, which is a terrible heavy chemical for you. So all of that stuff is recent, and our bodies aren't used to all of that, and it's got to process it. Now, food is a great way to process it. Blueberries and spinach and all of that stuff is a great way to cleanse your body from all of that stuff. But lymph is the garbage system of your body. And the only way lymph moves is when we move. And it does it with two ways. Actual locomotion when we're walking, and walking is actually the best way. Walking or rebounding. If you've ever seen a rebounder, it's a thing that you bounce on. If you lightly bounce on a rebounder, that's great for the lymph system because it gently kind of has the cells go up and down, and it squeezes out the bad stuff into the lymph system. So a rebounder is a wonderful thing to use. I have one downstairs that I hop on a regular basis. I got to get one at the office. So that's why regular aerobic activity and even just walking is so important, because it gets the lymph system moving. And then your body can get rid of all of the toxins that it needs to get rid of. And the more that you can do that, the more your body can flush those toxins, and then the water and then the clean food and all of that stuff is all very, very helpful for your body doing all of these things. But the other thing to do, and we did this before, but this is one thing that you should do on a daily basis that I must admit I struggle with reminding myself to do, and that's the deep diaphragmatic breaths. A great way to get lymph to move around in your body and to oxygenate your blood is to do a set of deep diaphragmatic breaths multiple times a day. Now, a couple of things to remember. Number one, when we take a breath, we have a tendency to want to lift our chest up, and we think that that's a deep diaphragmatic breath. But in fact, when we do that, we're actually scrunching up our lungs. Our lungs are here, and in order for our lungs to expand, they need to expand. Our belly needs to expand out. So when we take a deep diaphragmatic breath, our belly should actually expand out. Then the next thing you should do is hold it. And the ratio is 1, 4, 2. So however many seconds you take in breath, so like let's say you breathe in 5, that's 1, then you should hold it for 4 times that, 20, and then you should exhale for 2 times that, 10. So if you inhale for 7 seconds, you would inhale for 7 seconds, hold 4 times that, 28 seconds, exhale for 2 times that, 14 seconds. Make sense? You should do 10 of those 3 times a day, or at least 2 times a day. Number one, it's going to oxygenate your blood, so it's going to give you a ton of energy. Number two, it gets the lymph system going, and so it makes it so it starts getting rid of all of this gunk that our body's got to deal with. But the other thing you're going to find it does is it amazingly relaxes you. It energizes you and relaxes you at the same time. So take a minute today, and I'm going to promise that I'm going to do this too, because I even set alarms, and I still don't stop and take the time to do this. Take the time to take these deep diaphragmatic breaths. You cannot believe, quite frankly, the difference that you can do in your body if you do these. Take them in, make sure that that belly's got to distend out. That's where the lungs open up. The belly's got to go out so the organs get out of the way, and then the lungs can expand down. The lungs are here, and they got to expand downwards. If you lift your chest up, you're actually only using the top half of your lungs. Hold that breath for 4 times that count that you hold it in, and then exhale. And you're going to feel a little dizzy, okay? That's your body saying thank you because it's finally getting some oxygen. So 3 times a day, get the lymph system going. That's why, the morning walk, we all talk about morning walks. The benefit of the morning walk cannot be overstated. I mean, it gets your brain going at a level that is outstanding, gets your body moving, gets the lymph system moving, energizes you, fills yourself with oxygen. There's just so many good things about the morning walk. And that's where we do the incantations and we combine it with all of that stuff. That's just a huge game changer. So have a great Friday. That's your tips. I start crewing yet another Tony event. Business Mastery starts tomorrow. So I'll have all kinds of interesting stuff to talk to you guys about. But let's do our breathing today and every day. Set an alarm on your clock to stop and breathe. And I'm gonna do it with you. It's great for you. Get that lymph system going and get oxygen in your body. Have a great Friday, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.